Metalworks Fab Lite is a local manufacturing company with a global reach. Crafting world-class furniture and case goods for the modern workspace, they serve a wide range of clients at home and abroad. They continually evolve their product line to stay at the forefront of the industry, always guided by their core values. For Metalworks Fab Lite, robotics, lasers, and advanced machinery are just tools of the trade.
I grew up on a dairy farm, loved working with equipment. And my mom pushed me and said, you know, you should really design those machines instead of wrenching on them. So the rest was kind of history. I went to tech, loved it, got my Bachelor's of Science in Mechanical Engineering.
So walk me through a day in the life of a manufacturing engineer.
Yep.
What does that look like for you?
It's working to define the process, a lot of what we call go-see act, where you end up going out on the floor and you're a troubleshooter, you're trying to figure out problems.
What kind of skills do you think it's important to have the job that you have?
Oh, critical thinking and problem solving all day long.
What is it about this area that makes it a special place to work for you?
We live in an area that most people just dream of vacationing in. If you look at your overall working life, 30, 40 years, you want to spend it in an area where you can enjoy recreation and those things that you want to do outside of work.
And what I do here at Metalworks is basically set the schedule. Customers enter orders, those create jobs. I take those jobs and I prioritize them in our production schedule. I make sure that those products are structured properly so that they flow through our system and they're available when they're needed to make the products that they're supposed to make.
What would you say are primary skills for your job and for what you're doing here?
If you walked into Metalworks, one of the best skills you can have is flexibility. Our work is very dynamic, so having the flexibility that you're able to roll with some change. And learning how to write is a very good skill. Spreadsheets are very important, very useful tools. I do a lot of number crunching.
Favorite part about working at Metalworks?
For me, it's really been having the autonomy to make decisions, to have some influence in how things happen from day to day. Metalworks has taken going to work from just being a job. For me, it turned into a career. Never underestimate job satisfaction.
Yeah, well.
I'm Tina Kelly, and I'm the Manufacturing Services Manager here at Fab Lite. I start actually working from home in the morning. I take all the orders that have come in and I smooth them out and I release the production schedule. So when I come in, they're already seeing those orders to the cutting machines. And then it goes from cutting to forming to paint to assembly. And then I go out to the shipping department and I ship out the final product.
So back in high school then, what were some of your favorite subjects that you had?
I really liked English. My favorite teacher was an English teacher, and she just showed us how if you communicate correctly, you can really get your message across.
What would you tell a high schooler who's looking at going out into the career field? What kind of advice would you give them?
Continue their education. I can understand that it's hard to just make a decision right out of high school, but if you start off with a general business course, you can morph into what thing fits you the best. You can always stop, work for a little bit, and then go back to your education. It makes you feel more confident in yourself.
Metalworks Fab Lite is always on the lookout for new talent, from high school graduates to university professionals in a diverse range of departments.
Hi, I'm Jim Ledbetter, Director of Operations for Tube Lite's Reed City Extrusion facility located in Northwest Michigan. Today, we will help connect the dots as I lead you on a short tour of our facility and process. The Reed City location has been in operation for more than 70 years, with the installation of the first extrusion press in 1960. Since joining the Apogee family in 2007, Tube Lite now has 3 extrusion presses that operate daily over 3 shifts, with a total production capacity around 150,000 pounds per day. To keep the operation running, there are 120 employees, including distribution and shipping.
There are many factors influencing product design, including region of the country, window opening size, location of the window on the building codes, and sustainable design goals. Our aluminum profiles are used in framing systems of doors, storefronts, and curtain wall applications on commercial buildings across the United States and Canada. Building owners and architects create designs to build their brand and image, while the installers, Tube Lite's customers, look for products that reduce labor and help make them profitable. Each extruded shape is part of a system designed to meet specific performance requirements. The extrusions are designed to work with glass, gaskets, and accessories that make up the system. The tooling used to produce these profiles is designed by Tube Lite Engineering. The aluminum extrusion process starts with a heavy steel die. Each extrusion die has openings that will create the profile when the aluminum is pushed through. The die is preheated before being loaded into the press to prevent the aluminum from sticking in its openings. This also prevents the die from breaking as heat reduces the force during extrusion. Next, the raw alloy is brought to the press in the form of a billet. The aluminum billet is a solid cylindrical length of alloy in a 12-foot log. This log is placed on a conveyor where it runs through a furnace and is heated to 900 degrees Fahrenheit. This temperature softens the billet without changing its shape. As the heated billet exits the furnace, it is then cut to length for the amount of metal needed for that profile and length. The billet continues moving onto the press with the help of a loading arm. Pressure is applied through a hydraulic ram, controlled by the press operator, to the rear of the aluminum billet, pushing it through the die and out onto the runout table in its new shape. The hot extrusion is air-cooled by fans, referred to as the quench cycle, as it continues moving down the length of the table. This important quenching step gives the extrusion its desired physical properties, form, and function. When the extrusion reaches the end of the table, it moves laterally across the cooling table, where it is stretched and straightened by another operator. The finish saw then cuts the profile to its specified order length. Extrusions are then placed into cradles that will be moved into an aging oven to give them strength through tempering. The application of controlled heat in the ovens over time gives the aluminum alloy the desired properties of hardness and rigidity for its intended use. After production, the die is removed from the press and later cleaned of any remaining aluminum using a caustic bath, rinsed, polished, and inspected before its next use. There are over 3,000 unique die profiles in service. Within the warehouse, many common extruded profiles are kept in inventory as mill finish to reduce lead time and allow application of any standard or custom finish. After an order is picked and packaged, it is sent for final finishing at Line-Tex facilities in Wausau, Wisconsin. The finishes are anodized and painted as needed with high-tech, environmentally friendly processes. Tube Light is committed to increasing operational efficiencies, resulting in production gains, quality improvements, and cost reduction. We utilize custom containers called cradles for moving material to reduce potential damage, as well as the cost and environmental impact of packaging material. Inspections are performed at multiple points during the process, including material testing to ensure quality targets. If flawed material is identified, the items are scrapped and recycled. As part of our core values, Tube Light is dedicated to a safe and healthy work environment. In many areas of the plant, employees are working around material handling equipment, high-temperature materials, and heavy hydraulic equipment. Tube Light's products are sold primarily to glass and glazing contractors, distributors, and also to other Apogee business units like Wausau Windows and Alumacor. The final product can be fabricated in the customer shop or at the job site and then installed with the glass onto various building types. Tube Light provides detailed installation instructions to meet industry requirements for air, water, structural, and thermal performance.
Thanks for joining our tour, and I hope we provided you with some useful information to share about the extrusion process the next time somebody asks, how do they do that?
We're here at Hamtech in Big Rapids, Michigan. This is a machine shop that's been around for about 25 years. We specialize in machining goods for different factories and facilities in the area. Anything from replacement tooling to new parts for engine components and things of that nature.
Hamtech's a really diverse shop, so basically whatever the customer decides to bring in, we find a way to make it.
The bulk of our business here at Hamtech is generally making replacement tooling for factories in town. Sometimes that comes with a print, sometimes it comes with just a sample part that they want us to replicate.
What I like most about my job is I get to watch the part go through all the phases of programming and machining. I get to be a part of the process all the way from the beginning to the end.
I came from a career center, so I had a basic knowledge of all the machines, but they're very accommodating. They'll teach you what you need to know as long as you're willing to learn it. They're also putting me through an apprenticeship for machining, which is a 4-year program that I'll come out with a journeyman's card. Basically my apprenticeship, after work, I go to classes. My job pays for it all, as long as I keep up a certain grade.
One misconception I had about manufacturing is that it's just day in, day out, same thing every day, 8 hours a day, and it's really not, I guess, depending on where you go. There's always something new, always a new challenge.
A lot of times people say manufacturing's going downhill. From what I've seen, there's more jobs, especially in what we do in machining.
UACJ Automotive Whitehall Industries is a worldwide supplier of fabricated automotive components. They operate 3 plants in Ludington, Michigan, supplying precision aluminum extrusion and machine fabricated components for the automotive industry. The components they create are primarily for surrounds and convertible tops, as well as structural components for electric and other vehicle assemblies. UACJ Automotive Whitehall Industries began as Whitehall Industries in 1974, manufacturing precision components for the copying and printing industry. In 2001, they started their first aluminum extrusion operation in order to provide better products to customers, especially those in the automotive industry. Since then, they have established themselves as an industry pioneer for precision extruded aluminum automotive components and assemblies. Today, as UACJ Automotive Whitehall Industries, their original business philosophy continues to lead them as they provide customers with industry-leading quality parts and services. Their business has steadily grown annually by setting internal benchmarks above the industry standards. Since gaining the global support of the UACJ Group, the company has expanded its capabilities in research and development and design, as well as the ability to leverage fellow UACJ companies in order to meet a broader scope of customers' needs. They have locations in Detroit, Ludington, Paducah, Kentucky, and San Miguel, Mexico. If you are interested in more information about UACJ Automotive Whitehall Industries, visit whitehallindustries.com.
I'm Ann Harton, Vice President of Global Human Resources at Hayworth. Hayworth is a family-owned furniture manufacturer based in Holland, Michigan, with offices, plants, and showrooms all over the world. Our founder, G.W. Hayworth, started the company in his garage more than 70 years ago, building shoe displays and tie racks. Through the leadership of his son, Dick Hayworth, we were transformed into a global business, closely resembling what we are today. And with Dick's son, Matthew, now chairman, we continue to grow, tailoring brilliant spaces for our customers, including some you may be familiar with, such as classrooms, offices, and lecture halls. Over the next few minutes, you'll hear from Hayworth members about what we do, how we operate, and what they find fulfilling about their jobs. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about Hayworth.
Hayworth manufactures multiple different things that you would use in an office setting. We have anything from work surfaces all the way to lounge pieces, couches, different types of what we call soft seating. We also manufacture walls, and those walls could be made out of glass, they could be made out of drywall.
The internship program at Hayworth is phenomenal.
Well, I had a really great internship experience. I joke that I'm the perpetual intern. So I started in 2015 here at headquarters in the facilities department. A lot of different experiences. Everyone did a really good job taking me under their wing, showing me the different parts of the company.
The intern program here at Hayworth is a great program. It helps us get to know those students in our community and also provides them an opportunity to learn in a real-life work example.
Hayworth has provided me tremendous opportunities to grow as an individual, both in skills, with leadership, and just a basic understanding of what are my strengths and what do I need to work on, and then giving me all the opportunities to improve personally as well.
I found that my personal values fit with Hayworth's values very well, so I was like fitting in with family.
Sometimes it never seems like we're satisfied, but that's a good thing. We're always trying to reach for the stars. We're always trying to accomplish our goals, but then understanding what's the next step. What can we do even better tomorrow that we're doing okay with today, but how can we continuously drive that improvement?